Hi, it's Sunday, July 17th, 2020. I am Jason Shapiro from CrowdedMarketReport.com. I thought I'd get in a little bit this week into how to handle a losing streak. And this is sort of an apropos subject for me right now because it's the middle of July and my P&L peaked the last day of May. So I'm in like a 6-week drawdown here and I have to deal with it. The first thing I would say about this is that losing is an unfortunate part of this game. Nobody wins all the time. Not every day, not every week, not every month, not every quarter, and really not every year. And I believe that the difference between somebody who is going to be successful at this and somebody who's not is how they handle those losing time periods. I had a friend in Hong Kong who used to say the cover pull was the way to deal with it. And what that meant was when you were going through a losing streak and you woke up in the morning and you looked at the markets and you saw you were having another losing day, just go back in bed, pull the cover over your head, and hope everything gets better. And clearly that's probably not the best way to deal with it. So I thought I'd speak maybe a little bit about how I deal with it. Some of the weaknesses that I go through just like everybody else, and some of the things that are probably best to avoid through this kind of thing. So for me, I've been managing money in a similar way, using a similar process for a long time. As of May 1st of this year, my P&L was on all-time highs. So I have a belief that if I stick with my process and I'm disciplined to my process, I will over time make money. And I just have to accept losing periods as part of that and not let it deter me from being disciplined, from sticking with my process. And that's sort of the easy answer. But it's true, you know. A sort of weaker answer right now for me is like, look, I had a good first 5 months of the year. So I've given some back, but I'm still up on the year. This has been a tough year for many people in the markets, and I'm still up on the year, so don't get too down on yourself. Okay, that's fine. But what if I were down on the year and it was getting worse? You know, then it would be even more painful. But again, I believe my process works over time, so if I stay disciplined, I believe I will get my drawdowns back, at least to this point in my career, which is going on 25 years. That's always been the case. So, what are some other thoughts along those lines? Well, one of the best things I think you can do when you're having a losing period is to use it as motivation to get busy, to do research. You know, this is what I used to do. Well, is my process actually good? Let me look into that. You know, let me learn from these losing trades. Was there something that I could have done differently that I missed on this trade that would have avoided the loser? And sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes it's no. You know, it's like if you're betting on heads or tails and you're getting paid 60 cents every time it's heads and 40 cents every time it tails, you're going to want to do that. But that doesn't mean it's not going to come up tails sometimes, and that doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong, right? But it's still a great motivation to go and check if what you're doing is working. Check if there are things that you could be doing better. When we're winning and we're going through a winning streak, we're not going to do that because we figure, hey, what I'm doing is great, and we're going out and we're shopping, you know, looking online for the Ferrari we're going to buy or the private jet we're going to buy or whatever it is. But when we're losing, you know, that's a great time to get motivated to do research, to do work. So that's the first way I would say to deal with it. Things not to do, definitely not to do when you're losing, right, is to lose your mind and go on tilt. And by what I mean by that is like, okay, so this trade's losing, this trade's losing, this trade's losing. Let's double up to make up. Worst thing you can do. And what tends to happen with that is you don't do it. And then the market turns and went your way and you wish you did. And then same thing Again, next time, you wish you did it. You didn't. Oh, damn, I should have done that. Third time, oh, I should have done that. Next time I'm doing it. Okay, you know what happens. Next time you do it, you double up, and it goes straight up against you, now twice the size, and now you've lost a ton of money, and it's going to be very hard to make it back. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it right now. You have to stay alive in this game if you want to make money over time. And making money over time is what this is about, not making money every time, because that's impossible. So if you want to make money over time, you have to stay disciplined. You can't do stupid things like adding to losers just because you're frustrated and you want to make it back, right? It's the same thing with stops. I'm sure it's like 80% of the time you wish you didn't get stopped out. But the other 20% of the time is what's keeping you around, right? And if your process works over time, then you'll be fine. Okay, you get stopped, it was a bad stop, whatever. Over time, you're going to make that money back because your process works. Okay, so you have to stay disciplined to this whole process and not do something ridiculous. And again, how you behave and how you react to losing periods is going to make or break whether or not you're going to be successful at this game. Another thing that I do when I'm having a losing streak, by definition, if I'm having a losing streak, the market is not doing what I understand it should be doing. So if the market is acting in a way that I don't understand, well, then I shrink. I start shrinking size, right? And where do I shrink? I shrink the trades that are working the worst, right? And again, this is in order to stay alive, right? Now, maybe the market turns and I wish I had my full size on, I would have made money back. So what? Over time, again, stay alive. If the market's not behaving in a way that you understand or that you expect, shrink size, get small. You can always get bigger later when the market's working. Okay, you got plenty of time, the market's open every single day. All right, so these are some of my ideas on how to deal with losing streaks. Any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. Any comments, I'd love to hear. And otherwise, I look forward to better days. Thanks.